MG4 XPower AWD EV, redefining the hot hatch with electrifying performance and advanced technology. An MG to most American car enthusiasts, and they'll likely think of the classic British roadsters that ignited the post-war sports car craze in the US. However, it's been nearly 30 years since the debut of MG's last British-designed and engineered sports car, the mid-engine MGF, and over 40 years since the last new MG, a black MGBLE presented to Henry Ford II, now housed at the Henry Ford Museum in Detroit, arrived in America. This chapter of MG's history highlights the mismanagement that contributed to the decline of the British car industry. While more than 70% of the 500,000 MGBs produced between 1962 and 1980 were shipped to the U.S., the executives of British Leyland, the troubled and partially government-owned conglomerate that controlled MG, couldn't develop a car that complied with U.S. crash and emissions regulations. Instead, they abandoned what had been MG's largest market for over 3 decades. MG today. Though it may surprise some, MG is now a Chinese automaker. Nanjing Automobile Corporation purchased the brand in 2005 after the chaotic collapse of MG Rover Group, the remnant of the Rover Group following BMW's swift exit in 2000. In 2007, Nanjing was acquired by Shanghai-based SAIC, which currently manufactures 23 milligrams models in China, Thailand, India, and Indonesia, with 7 more set to launch within the next year. Of these Chinese-built MGs, only the electric-powered Cyberster is a sports car. The rest are sedans, hatchbacks, and crossovers featuring internal combustion engines, plug-in hybrids, and an increasing number of electric powertrains. SAIC has positioned MG as a value brand. Out of the 11 milligrams models available in the UK, 9 are priced between $19,000 and $41,000. The exceptions are the Cyberster, which sells for about $72,000, and the MG4 XPower, priced around $48,000. What is the MG4 XPower? If the Cyberster is MG's modern take on a sports car, the MG4 XPower marks its first entry into the hot hatch segment. Built on the foundation of the MG4, a compact hatchback that serves as MG's entry-level EV in Europe, the XPower stands apart from the MG ZS by being designed as an electric vehicle from the ground up. The standard MG4 is powered by a single rear-mounted electric motor with 3 output options: 168 horsepower and 184 lb-ft of torque, 200 horsepower and 184 lb-ft, or 242 horsepower and 258 lb-ft. The base version accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds, supported by a 50.8 kilowatt-hour usable battery that offers a 218-mile range WLTP. The mid-range model, with a 61.7 kilowatt-hour battery, takes 7.7 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour and provides a 281-mile range. The most powerful MG4 variant achieves 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds, boasting a range of 323 miles with a 74.4 kilowatt-hour battery. While creating a hot hatch with an internal combustion engine requires re-engineering a new power plant and transmission, building a performance EV like the MG4 XPower is more straightforward. Just add motors. The XPower follows this approach by incorporating a second electric motor to drive the front wheels, resulting in a combined output of 429 horsepower and 443 lb-ft of torque. This setup propels the MG4 XPower from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds, just a tenth of a second slower than the 480 horsepower Ford Mustang Mach-E GT we tested earlier. With a weight of 3,968 pounds, 1,000 pounds lighter than the Mach-E GT, the MG's rapid acceleration is further enhanced. Although both vehicles share the same electronically limited top speed of 124 miles per hour. Intriguingly, the MG4 XPower not only pretty much matches the Mustang Mach-E GT for performance, it's also more efficient. Although the XPower's WLTP combined range of 239 miles is no match for the Mach-E GT's 302-mile range under the same test, it gets there with a battery that has a usable capacity of just 61.7 kilowatt-hours. Put another way, The MG gets a fraction less than 80% of the range of the Ford from a battery that's 2/3 the size. What's more, the MG's battery takes 35 minutes to go from a 10% state of charge to 80% on a 150 kilowatts fast charger, while we found you'll need 41 minutes on a 350 kilowatt charger to get the Ford's battery from a 15% to 80%. How does it drive? Compared with the regular rear-drive MG4, the XPower suspension is stiffened by 15% up front and 10% at the rear, and there's torque vectoring by braking on all four wheels. SAIC retained an MG engineering team in the UK, and that team's input into the suspension tune is evident in the way the XPower maintains its composure over humps and heaves in the road, its good front-to-rear chassis balance, and the compliance in the low-speed ride. Brembo brakes, with 13.6-inch vented rotors front and rear, effortlessly haul the XPower down from triple-digit velocities. The top speed is electronically limited to 124 miles per hour, and the handoff between regenerative and mechanical braking is seamless. The 235/45 Bridgestone Turanza tires on standard 18-inch wheels offer decent grip. The torque vector by brake system helps get the MG4 XPower into corners on entry, but get too aggressive with the power too early, and the nose will begin to push wide. The steering is well weighted, but feels a bit slow, and there's plenty of torque steer if you punch the accelerator hard on a bumpy road. It's by no means perfect, but the MG4 XPower is a quicker and more confident car on the road than you expect. This MG doesn't feel like a first attempt at a hot hatch, driven within its limits. It can be hustled along a winding two-lane at an entertainingly brisk pace. It's a spiky, awkward-looking thing, though. Sharply drawn speed lines shoot back from a pointed snout, but from midway through the rear door, it looks as if the designers got bored with that idea. The MG4's rear is dominated by a massive taillight graphic that wraps around the hatch and juts out from under the rear window like a shelf. A spoiler above the window adds visual length to the roof, and the matte green paint is offered only on the XPower. Climbing inside, the MG4 XPower's plebeian origins are evident in the interior, which is put together well, but is awash with hard plastic. There's a 7.0-inch digital instrument panel behind the misshapen steering wheel. Memo automotive interior designers. Can we have nice, simple, better-looking, and better-to-use round steering wheels back again, please? At the center of the dash is a 10.25-inch central touchscreen that has a row of hard buttons underneath for functions such as the audio system volume control and front and rear screen demist, but annoyingly not to set the temperature. Also annoying is the fact you must go into a touchscreen menu to set the energy regen level. For settings are available: light, middle, strong, and adaptive, which use the car's sensors to determine the appropriate level of deceleration. A shortcut is available by way of the configurable buttons on the steering wheel, but you need to program it in. In fact, spend a bit of time on the touchscreen, and there are a lot of different ways you can get the MG4 XPower to respond to your inputs. There are 5 basic drive modes: Snow, Eco, Normal, Sport, and Custom. You can also choose between 3 different powertrain outputs, 3 different levels of brake feel, and 3 different steering settings. The MG4 XPower is also equipped with a broad range of driver aids, from active emergency braking and rear cross-traffic alert to adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like videos like this. Thank you.